Back to the guy roasting fast
Write
food.
something for Wendy's because I can't even properly hate. The food's usually good and they bring in enough variety specialties to keep me from getting bored. I had a lot to say about Smug Wendy and the whole culture surrounding that publicity stunt, but that's not really a critique of the restaurant and more just a bunch of really stupid children falling for targeted marketing and performing a restaurant's advertising campaign for them. I guess the worst teardown I have of Wendy's is the clientele is pretty fucking embarrassing. Alongside their Twitter clapbacks, Wendy's is loaded up with Rick and Morty crossover products, and now they're apparently roping in Demon Slayer.
Oh
When
my
Spin
god.
Arby's shills popular youth market franchises, they make little art pieces out with it, and McDonald's, you know that they're marketing towards children and boomers. With Wendy's, all it takes is a 5 big multi-billion-dollar corporation using pop culture trends to steal your dollar that you earned by not immediately spending it on V-Bucks. Wendy's, for some reason, gets a pass in corporately exercising what everyone else is getting sick of when they see it everywhere else. Shoddily cramming in as many references and current trend properties as you can to make a buck. But I guess that's because they're slightly snarky about it, so they get a pass. Because we're not ever alert to genuine anger. In 2019, Taco Bell made a push to declutter their menu and get the skeletons out of their closet, which had and transformed themselves from a wacky build-your-own Tex-Mex fiesta to the most boring, uninspired taco-based restaurant I've ever seen. The irony is they allegedly did it all in service of making ordering quicker and more streamlined, but it's doubled my time spent at a Taco Bell because I spend a few minutes more at the menu thinking, ah, God. Not only is it so boring, but every fucking item's the same. What's the point? But I guess the boardroom was really ass-pumping out ideas lately, because we've been stuck with nacho fries for seemingly the entire last year. I don't hate them, but claiming French fries is your exciting new menu item at your Tex-Mex restaurant is like claiming Terry Crews is the next Prime Minister of Japan. I mean, yeah, he could be, and that's pretty cool if it happened, but something about the whole thing seems off. Starbucks is a fast food restaurant because it's actually an ice cream parlor in disguise. People thinking Starbucks is just a coffee shop is the reason we're at a 41.9% obesity rating and climbing. No one goes to Starbucks just to order a regular plain black coffee, and if they do, it's because they lack any other options for it, and I can bet you they're not savoring that flavor. Starbucks is a wonderful dessert bar that helps you ruin your sleep schedule, drink half your day's worth in calories, and nourish your oncoming diabetic coma all in a one-stop shop. Sorry, guys. I can't properly review this one because I'm bisexual, and therefore I'm legally not allowed to eat at a Chick-fil-A. I'd sure love to partake in a decent fried chicken sandwich, but I've already read the company's values on their hiring website and taken witness to their history of donating to anti-LGBT organizations and noted the bigoted actions of their
Damn,
owner and
this guy
expected that I'll
is
be
rightfully
burning in
tearing
hell when I
into.
die instead of living a lifetime scarfing down their somehow always soggy French fries. But this is a capitalist world where people's
I
pleasure
decided to play some
outweighs their
Minecraft.
principles, and I'd probably be regularly eating Chick-fil-A if I didn't happen to have a PDQ in my area, which is Chick-fil-A but better in every possible conceivable way. No wonder they're flying their way up the East Coast, even though they've been given the dumbest name on the planet of people dedicated to quality. It's because they know that maybe when you own a fast food restaurant, you should focus on making good food instead of forcing high school kids to say my pleasure enough times that everyone involved should be uncomfortable, but somehow they aren't. Oh, sorry, it's just Dunkin' now. It's not Dunkin' Donuts, it's just Dunkin'. Because the ironic American public came to our donut shop for literally anything else so much that we decided to Bushido our brand name in half. So without a focus on donuts, what do you get? A restaurant that serves top to bottom mediocre at best breakfast sandwiches and wins coffee by default.
It's just this guy's roasting
fucks it up badly
brands.
or way too much sugar. Ass. Chipotle's most impressive feat is easily being twice as expensive as each and every local Mexican restaurant in your area. Yet where they stay competitive is making your associated bowel movements the next day just as watery and painful. Sonic seems to be employing the old-timey tradition of employing a soda jerk, because absolutely no one thinks fondly of Sonic's food, and the only thing people go there for is their extensive beverage list.
Bruh, vegan
I have a
teacher.
challenge for all of you watching this who eat at Sonic. Name a hot, food item, not a drink, not a standardized dessert like ice cream, but a hot, cooked food item they sell at Sonic that's worth going to Sonic for.
BRB.
Sonic. Good idea, but bad execution. I don't like Sonic. I just can't take Sonic, honestly. I don't know why it actually has to exist. I don't really like Sonic. I tried it, and it just wasn't my jam. I love the what's it called, the idea of it. It was amazing. They should do more restaurants that, you drive in, you get your food, and you go out. But still, they're kind of just,
But I'll wait. The editing's gonna cut me off soon, but just imagine I stood here waiting for 10,000 years. I don't need to roast KFC. KFC was already fully and properly roasted by motherfucking Colonel Sanders himself. Quick history lesson. Colonel Sanders was the man who made Kentucky Fried Chicken, as we all know. And by the time he turned 73 years old, he found his new business explosion was too much for him to handle in old age. So he sold the KFC Corporation off to a group of wealthy business owners to manage and expand it even further. From that point on, Colonel Sanders was completely separate from the KFC brand, but acted as a sort of living mascot for the company. Basically, he no longer maintained any control over the company. Colonel Sanders is 86 years old. He decided to stop by at a KFC restaurant and peeked his head into the kitchen to see how everything was operating. Here are some direct quotes from his experience. I have not made any of these up, nor am I embellishing them. I know I do a lot of fuck around with people goofs. These are real things that Colonel Sanders said about a KFC restaurant he visited in 1976. That's too much black. It should be golden brown. You're frying for 12 minutes. That's 6 minutes too long. What's more, your frying fat should have been changed a week ago. That's the worst fried chicken I've ever seen. When
Damn.
the manager showed him how they make mashed potatoes and gravy, he interrupted the manager's explanation with, and then you have wallpaper paste. Next, suppose you add some of this brown gravy stuff, and then you have sludge. There's no way anyone can get me to swallow those potatoes. And this coleslaw, they just won't listen to me. It should be chopped, not shredded, and it should be made with Miracle Whip. Anything else turns gray. And there should be nothing in it but cabbage, no carrots. This ain't no goddamn fried chicken. No matter what some slick, silk-suited son of a bitch says. And here's the best one. This one is so good that KFC Corporation sued him for libel over it. My God, that gravy is horrible. They buy tap water for 15 to 20 cents, 1,000 gallons, and then mix it with flour and starch and end up with pure wallpaper paste. And I know wallpaper paste, by God, because I've seen my mother make it. To the wallpaper paste, they add some sludge and sell it for 65 to 75 cents a pint. There's no nutrition in it, and they ought to not be allowed to sell it. And another thing, that new crispy chicken is nothing in the world but a damn fried dough ball stuck on some chicken. Yeah, so if you like KFC, you enjoy eating wallpaper paste. Arby's is like a decently good magician because their entire brand is a trick. The worst thing about Arby's is the roast beef sandwiches. The fries, pretty good. The mozzarella sticks, pretty fucking good. And they've got a smattering of sandwiches on the board that are nice and tasty. But their Pride and Joy roast beef sandwich is like tonguing a cow's worn-out vagina.
Oh my God. Oh my God, why is this guy so vile?
No marketing executive have noticed that everyone's more interested in the side quests of their AAA fast food franchise game than the actual game. There's hope for you yet, Arby's. Just take a minute to analyze what actually works for you and stop trying to force genuine shit sandwiches down the customers' throats. If you've ever ordered anything from Dairy Queen that wasn't ice cream, you deserve to be thrown in a gulag. I'm not sure whether the express applies to the speed in which you get your food or the speed in which the shit's gonna fly out of your asshole. They're 90% breading and sauce to 10% protein-based concoctions. Their next secret menu
In-N-Out Burger? I've never heard of this.
burger that when you eat it, you find finally realize how insanely overrated this restaurant is, and that it's just another tick on the board of things California does a really shitty job at but think they're the best at. Oh, hey, speaking of overrated, I'm looking at you, Midwest. Yeah, the Italian beef sandwiches are pretty spanking. You still have
Portillo's.
to ignore the fact that their French fries are somehow the worst on the planet, and the cake shakes are
I don't really
a
like
gimmick
their
and
French
nothing
fries.
more. Challenge yourself to a feat harder than climbing Mount Everest and try to eat at a Portillo's in the Midwest at dinner time. Enjoy waiting 45 minutes to an hour for a fucking hot dog. We're back in the chicken fries argument. I'm fighting hand over fist for something that I can find a carbon copy of in my local freezer section. We're a food culture that's far away from culture, and instead tucked away neatly into the throngs of familiarity. While that describes the notion of fast food chains as a whole, it definitely fully describes the wholly unwarranted messiah complex Portillo's has developed, Chicago Mafia involvement or otherwise. Popeyes feels like
Popeyes.
the Waffle House of fast food. I don't go there when I want to eat. I go there when I want to enter a fist fight. I don't think I've ever met a friendly staff member at Popeyes.
Really?
It's not that they were unfriendly, it's just they always considered having to serve me food as a chore, and occasionally sized me up to see if I either had a mean uppercut or a knife in my pocket. When there's prominent news articles from places such as Business Insider about how debuting your new chicken sandwich resulted in a multitude of fatal stabbings, multi-man brawls, and
What?
vehicle assaults, I think Popeyes might be the first restaurant chain to encourage a no-shirt, no-shoes policy, because that's the 6th rule of Fight Club. Whataburger should end in a question mark.
What
Because it
what
leads
is
to the
that?
sentence, what? A burger that doesn't suck ass is all it takes to rank highly on the fast food tier list? While Whataburger is easily location dependent, as is nearly every entry on this list, they get high marks by following the old adage of sometimes you don't need to do anything new. Sometimes doing things right is good enough. Whataburger is the best B student I've ever seen. They've never approached true culinary heights, but what they do is good enough to earn them solid marks for every grade. Not much about them to roast that isn't just generic comments on the fast food industry as a whole. The fact that all it takes to put them high on the leaderboard is the notion that they don't usually suck dick is a stark reminder of the kind of competition we're holding here. Good God almighty, I am struggling to think of a more unhealthy fast food restaurant on the planet. When both your burger and fries easily hit the 1,000 calorie mark each, maybe reconsider ordering anything other than water to drink. But that's okay, because while the burgers are slightly bigger than average and they give you enough fries to sink a battleship, even with those portion sizes, Five Guys has this marvelous ability to never leave your stomach for 25 consecutive hours. By the year 2030, most major corporations are going to add an additional personal sick day to their employee calendar in case anyone wants to go home early after having Five Guys for lunch. Either they do that or they lose sales regardless, because the pure cholesterol paralysis is going to render their workforce paralyzed. And some locations even offer milkshakes too? I'll be honest, if my local Five Guys closes down, I'm not going to see it as a business motion, but rather an acknowledgement of a public health crisis. Take what I said about Five Guys earlier, shrink down the portion sizes, but keep the amount of grease, and you have Checkers. I will stand atop the
Checker?
highest mountains in all of America and be the first to say Checkers has the best fries. Fight me on that. But any order of the Fry Lover XL size comes at a cost of both $4.29 and a year off my life. Checkers proudly stands for what fast food is, and doesn't give a shit about labels. It knows that it's unhealthy, salty, greasy, sugary, and dense, and it unflinchingly stares you in the eyes as you wordlessly both share that bit of trivia when they ask if you'll want to make your meal a combo. Other restaurants on this list are where I go when I'm hungry. Checkers is where I go when I want my stomach to experience pure evil. These are all the same restaurant. Underwhelming fried chicken and nothing else of value. Let me know if any of these are your favorite fast food restaurant, so I can let you know that you've got the personality of a blank sticky note. Ah, how the mighty have fallen. White Castle
White
was
Castle.
the first fast food restaurant back in 1921, and today they're usually at the bottom 50 of the rankings. How did this happen? Well, maybe it's because most people don't want to eat a meal that has a 100% hot fart guarantee attached to it. Maybe White Castle could double back and advertise that their food is great for cleaning you out if you're bloated. It was not that popular of a fast food franchise, I know, but I included this on the list because I wanted to tell you all a completely true story that happened to me. I've only eaten at A&W once in my entire life, and it was for the sole purpose of trying A&W for the first time in my life. I ordered a burger, a fries, and a root beer float. It took 3 separate employees 15 minutes to figure out what was in and how to make a root beer float.
What?
At a restaurant named after a brand of root beer.
Wait, hold on. How do you make a root beer float? There's a lot of debate what one goes in the mug first. The root beer with the ice cream. What? It sounds like you. It looks like you pour ice cream in and you kind of fill it up. That looks easy. I could probably do that. And I'm bad at cooking, okay? I could probably whip up a root beer float.
Pretty obvious why I've never been back. Culver's, you are so close to perfect.
Okay, this guy's right. I have never eaten at Culver's for a while, but because they're in 2021 to 2022, their chicken is kind of just, it makes me sick. I can't eat their chicken. I don't know why.
Holy shit, you are so close to perfect. Delicious food, excellent menu variety, admittedly a bit expensive, but the quality and consistency of the food far and away makes up for it. Unconventional and delicious sides like cheese curds, a ridiculously great frozen custard selection, except you're so fucking boring. From what I've seen, Culver's rolls out special limited time items at a rate of 1 per year, and they've never added anything to the menu full time since they've opened in 1984. After you eat Culver's a handful of times, you've effectively tried the entire menu for life. Culver's kicks ass, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to get excited for it a lot of the time. It's a great option if you want to make sure that you have something scrumptious really quick, but if you're looking for a restaurant to help spice up your life, it's not going to leave an impression. Wingstop should change their name to Stop Wings, because they consistently make the worst chicken wings I've ever had in my life. This really isn't much of a roast so much as it's the truth. I've never met another human being in my entire life who likes Wingstop. And I've never felt more confident in my life than when I proclaimed Wingstop to be the worst chicken wings in America just 5 seconds ago. Boy, oh boy.
Steak and Shake. Dude, I think once when I was going out to go swimming with one of my best friends, I literally went to Steak and Shake and witnessed a guy get arrested and hauled out the restaurant right before we ordered our food. But what really sealed the nail in the coffin was my mother saw somebody at Steak and Shake take the trash out with their freaking apron on. Because I've seen that, I do not wear my apron in the bathroom or to take out trash at my restaurant. I don't do it. It is unsanitary and disgusting. Why did these guys do this?
Do I wish I could taste their food? It's just I've been waiting in the drive-thru line for 4 days now, and I was told to browse the menu while they assist other customers eons ago. And I haven't seen anybody since. Yeah, okay, I've had Steak and Shake before, and it's fine, but their consistent negligent under-hiring practices sour any taste I get.
Oh.
And that gives Steak and Shake a never-ending air of cheapness. The whole restaurant feels like it's trying to cut corners wherever it can, and that behind the walls of the establishment is rubber bands, duct tape, and slave labor lawsuits waiting to happen. I don't ever really feel good supporting this franchise, and I don't think I ever will until
there's a bunch of
Steak and
films
Shake
if I'm not wrong.
genuinely happy at their job. And I don't think that's going to ever happen until about the year 2088, when due to impending lawsuit costs, Steak and Shake is going to be closed down for good, and the employees can tell me stories of how they feel that their shackles have finally been broken. Jersey Mike's has this cool secret menu item where if you ask for a sub Mike's way, they'll drown it in so much vinegar and oil it'll become a sloppy, drunken mess. In fact, Mike's Way is such a secret that it's plastered all over the menu, and employees ask you if you'd like it for every sub. I think Jersey Mike's is one of the last few family businesses. After all, when a customer suffers a fatal coronary infarction from eating their food, their children will inherit the estate and be able to use that on even more Jersey Mike's. Jimmy's Way, Mike's Way, Subway. The only way I need to be shown in relation to all these hoagie chains is the way towards not needing to submerge my sandwich in oil to get some flavor in my next bite. Jimmy John's claim to fame, aside from the fact that everything they make is 90% lettuce, is that they make their sandwiches quickly. Which is great because the slogan immediately informs you that absolutely nothing will be prepped to order, and you should maybe take a minute to consider that it really isn't all that impressive to make a borderline pre-made sandwich quickly. The only edge that Jimmy John's has and ever will have on the competition is their convenience factor if your corporate mandated lunch break only happens to be 3¼ minutes. Beyond that, every single other sub shop, both local and chain, is better value for the money. And Jimmy John's only real sticking point will be when they finally get closed down by the FDA for trying to claim Jimmy mustard is literally anything other than coarse brown mustard they relabeled from the supermarket down the street. It's every other sub chain except the food
Fire.
is hot. God, I'm so fucking bored. And finally, Wawa.
Wawa?
Now I know what you're thinking. Wawa's a gas station. Why the fuck are they on this list? Because how sad is it that a gas station chain operates as a better fast food restaurant than 90% of the entries on this list? Open 24 hours, huge amount of variety, cheap food, fresh baked bread for all their sandwiches, a ton of rotating specials, and best of all, you get to fill up your car and buy some snacks at the same time. And every time I eat something there that piques my brain into saying, oh, it's a gas station, this food's gonna be super fucking gross, it often ends up being reasonably tasty. Wawa always reminds me that fast food restaurants should try harder. I'm a night owl, because when I'm awake at 3 a.m., I thankfully don't have to deal with any of you fucking people. And that often means my food options are kind of limited. I could run the risk of hitting up the local 24-hour McDonald's or late-night Taco Bell, but I always feel like I'm taking a huge gamble on receiving anything edible or not being stuck in a long line, because those are the only options for people up that late. Whereas Wawa, because of how they function as a true 24-hour establishment, the food consistency is way higher. Did they forget something on your order? Just ask them politely to fix it. Did the late-night drive-thru at the 3 a.m. Burger King fuck up your order? Haha, the inside's locked and the drive-thru line is long as fuck, so go fuck yourself. Wawa knows how to cater to people without...
This guy's hilarious.
And that's a hefty amount of people who don't get to do it by choice like me, or people who don't have any other options. Picture anyone who works a late-night shift or anyone currently traveling. Wawa is there for them. And I can't say that about any other late-night fast food franchise, whether it's their random closures for no reason, or the ice cream machine going down for no reason, or being understaffed for no reason, or some reason preventing me from feeling like I can get a decent bite to eat just because I'm awake when most people aren't. Wawa food is far from remarkable, but it's good enough, and it's the consistency that I've seen surrounding it that makes it a gold star staple in my eyes, regardless of gas station attachment. With fast food restaurants, the irony is I feel like I never know what I'm gonna get. But with Wawa, while I've ordered some things I didn't particularly enjoy the taste of, I've never once had them serve me something gross. And trust...
Roasting every state flag? Oh, yes.
When you stay at a Virgo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because without privacy in your vacation home, it isn't really a vacation.
That's iron.
Boy, we're starting out strong here, aren't we? I'm going to go ahead and lay down a blanket statement here. If your flag is most likely inspired by the Confederate flag, you're already getting a failing grade. Because I'm not a fan of losers who can't let an embarrassing defeat go. And even without that qualifier, Alabama's going to get a real big see me after class written on this half-assed homework assignment. Because it's pretty evident the violently alcoholic stepdad Alabama has to deal with at home is what caused them to turn in this unfortunately unfinished piece of shit. And knowing enough about Alabama itself, I'll bet the lack of effort was intentional, and they're proud of it for some reason. Alaska. Alaska is so smart, they think a celestial body 323 light years away from Earth represents them. It doesn't even make sense from a perspective debate, since the majority of America can see this thing at all times. This flag was originally designed by a 14-year-old Native Alaskan orphan in 1927, and now I'm even more convinced children are dumb as fuck. It's definitely good at making me never trust Alaska.
I'm sorry, I can't. I slept. This guy is hilarious.
Most toast of the Dipper's bowl, shift the stars around, and change the colors a bit, well, would you look
China.
what we fucking got here? Nice try, Xi Jinping, but if I said it once, I'll say it again. China cannot legally own the constellations, so stop trying. Arizona. The star in this flag looks like it either just proudly announced to the world that it's gay, or it's charging up a spirit bomb. The copper star is supposed to represent that Arizona is the largest copper producer in all the United States, but to me it more accurately summarizes that the best the citizens of Arizona can ever hope for is third place. Arkansas. Arkansas is already playing to the average intelligence level.
Oh my God, it looks
by
like
reminding them what state they live
the
in by putting
Confederate.
it blatantly right on the middle of the flag. The history of this flag speaks volumes. Here's the original flag from 1912, which is totally fine, albeit a bit too much of a secret celebration of baseball for my taste. But in less than a year, Arkansas immediately remembered that most people just assume Arkansas is someone misreading a typo of the word Kansas. So they desperately crammed their name in the middle here to help from being forgotten. 10 years later, they saw how awkward the design was. That's the perfect starting point for them to royally fuck it all up even further just another year later. The rock-eating population of Little Rock probably took offense to this bold new use of colors that exude joy and excitement, so in 2011 they introduced a new act that reverted the flag back to its soul-crushing original colors. California. It's pretty good
Bear.
and iconic. I can't lie. Who knew a state that can't design a viable solution to its homeless problem, can't design a functioning highway system, and can't design a constructive argument for why growing almonds in a desert climate is a stupid fucking idea, could be a pretty good flag. To be fair, broken clocks are right twice a day, except California's, which in this case has only ever been right once. Colorado. This doesn't say state flag to me. This
It looks like
says
the
logo
Cubs.
for a public transportation company. Colorado's flag probably secretly belongs to a Denver bus line that recently had to apologize for achieving a national high score in accidental roadside fatalities. There's this weird feeling of genuine patriotism mixed with corporate sugarcoating on display here, which is a great parallel to the pseudo-heated opinions on important issues most Colorado people have. Whoa, I'm from Colorado, and let me tell you guys, this issue I'm talking about that's being brought up to the city council meeting is the most important and possibly detrimental thing we have ever seen to this state. We all need to go to the courthouse and make sure to show our support against that bill. Oh, what? That means I have to wake up before 10 a.m.? Never mind, fuck it. Connecticut. Qui transtulit sustinet is Latin for he who transplanted sustains. Which
What?
is a terrible slogan, Connecticut, because while you think it's a triumphant way to say the original settlers who came here from England were able to flourish in your state, it also means anyone who successfully moves out of Connecticut will have an even better life after doing so. Beyond that, let's just say what we're all thinking together. This flag is an ugly piece of shit. I love that the grapevine drawings here are supposed to have a symmetrical design, but you guys were too lazy to draw a third design, so you just copy this one and put it here, ruining the whole symmetry. That's a really good choice for if you want to save 5 or so minutes of work. You can at least take solace in the fact that no one's ever going to see this ugly fucking flag, since not even this could help anyone remember that Connecticut even exists. Delaware. Oh, god damn it. I just got done calling Connecticut's flag ugly, and I really hate repeating myself in the script, but what the fuck, dick-loving Christ, this is clip art disaster. Look, Delaware knows their only claim to fame is being the first state to ratify the Constitution. They're gonna slap that date on absolutely everything.
I know.
So you don't happen to forget this trivia fact for the fucking 5 minutes you drive through Delaware. Also, bold move to put your main exports of cows, dildos, and muffins right here on the shield. But the old-timey ship at the top lets us know that you haven't done jack shit with your time since way back in the pilgrimage. Florida. Florida just doesn't know when to stop embarrassing itself, huh? Florida's such a lazy state infested with swamp-rotted brains that they copied Alabama's homework for this assignment and then slapped the wonky state seal over the middle hoping we wouldn't notice. It's actually under historical debate whether or not Florida's flag is a holdover from the Confederacy, but not to worry, we can still bull ride Florida and tear it apart for this god-awful state seal. It's, of course, garish to look at, but Florida recently updated the seal back in 1985 to make it align more with things people associate with Florida. Funnily enough, they kept the steamboat on there, implying that as recently as the 80s, Floridians were cruising around in the Everglades in their old-timey steamboats, which I would totally believe because this is Florida, where anything perplexingly stupid can happen. Georgia. Vexillology is the study of flags, and the North American Vexillological Association is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a club made of a bunch of red-blooded Americans fascinated with flags to the point of dedicating their free time to studying them. In 2001, this association ran an open poll asking North Americans to rank not only all 50 American state flags, but the flags of the U.S. territories and all Canadian provinces as well. This means there were a total of 72 flag choices to organize based on preference. Georgia's flag ranked dead last by a significant margin. Because they didn't rate this one. They rated the one that was around back.
That's the Confederate flag! That is literally... Okay, the Confederate flag is white and it has a red stripe. That's just the Confederate flag, but you add another red... What?
In 2001, which looked like this. Oh my fucking god. What in the unholy fuck is that? Why would you put not one, not two, but 5 separate flags inside your flag? Why the fuck does Georgia value Wisjustice Mater Damnation above all else? Not only is there a fully realized Confederate flag down there, but it's even part of a second flag. And speaking of which, is that the main flag design in the flag? The question isn't where to start on this monstrosity, it's where to end. Because I very well probably could have filled this entire video with insults about this eye-watering piece of shit. What do I need to call it? Hawaii. This is Hawaii?
It looks like...
Apparently it is. King Kamehameha I, after...
It looks like if you ran a pride flag through and it started to glitch, and more glitch, and then it just... Not that I actually hate their flag, I'm just saying. I don't hate either flag, I'm just wanting to roast alongside this guy.
However, during the War of 1812, things got a little fucky-wucky, as they always tend to do during a war. So to appease both sides, Kamehameha designed this flag to resemble both sides, with the Union Jack planted in the corner and the stripes being pulled from the American flag. Except... I spy, with my motherfucking eye, some blue ignore my green screen, my blue stripes in this flag, Mr. Kamehameha, which the American flag does not have. Which means this flag is a colossal fucking failure. And as of this video, I formally declare the continental United States to be at war with Hawaii due to their wayward English support during the War of 1812. If you live in the continental United States, be sure to tell a Hawaiian to go fuck themselves. They deserve it. I don't know, Alaska, you could watch or something. Don't worry about it. Alaska doesn't even have the internet yet anyway. Idaho. Idaho, why the fuck are you so bumblingly stupid that you need to put State of Idaho on the flag twice? If your citizens already can't read, putting the name there twice isn't going to change anything. Fun fact, this is the only state seal drawn by a woman. And of course, leave it to a woman to do something that's totally cool and should make everyone proud. The female analytics are in the toilet, so help me out here, ladies, please. Illinois. Sometimes
yes.
I'm really concerned that someone's playing a prank on me. This has to be a high schooler's submission for a flag design, right? Okay, that's a little harsh. It's probably a middle schooler submission, because middle schoolers at least have some concept of not making something that looks like shit. Next time you decide to snort a bunch of Xanax and make a collage out of it, try not to turn it in as the official state flag. Indiana. Holy shit, it's time for the Olympics, which is exactly what any and all people who see this flag will be thinking. This flag doesn't remind me of a state that was almost exclusively governed by the Ku Klux Klan in the 1920s, but instead gives me an urge to try to change the channel before I'm forced to watch someone try to convince me that curling isn't just advanced shuffleboard. Iowa. Well, according to this flag, the state of Iowa was initially founded by a World War II airborne division.
It looks like France's flag.
Is the French flag, which should make any American military officer hang his head in shame, but the layout of the text tells me that the Screaming Eagles didn't give much of a shit for Aspera is Latin for Kansas really loves throwing this fucking slogan onto everything, huh? You see one over-designed state seal and you've seen them all. The difference for Kansas is that they intentionally designed their seal to capture the history of Kansas. Funny how they totally forgot to include radical bigotry against all sorts of cultural, political, and religious groups. Oh, wait. That's not historical. That's still happening. Kentucky. And fixed! Louisiana. For about 100 years,
Kentucky
the
Fried
Louisiana
Chicken.
flag looked like this. But about a decade ago, a Louisiana 8th grader noticed that the mother pelican was missing the 3 drops of blood on her chest, so they added it back. The 3 drops of blood are a Christian symbol from way back in the 3rd century when Christian texts described the belief that the mother pelicans would kill their young as they grew older, and then lament for 3 days until finally puncturing their own breast with their beak and reviving their children with their blood. So Louisiana, I have just one question. What the fuck? Maine. You'd normally think I was going to shit on this design for being another bland, boring, uninspired use of the state seal. But looking at the actual art for this seal, I can say with confidence that I like it. Because I happen to have read this particular part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it was pretty good. Maryland. I want to tell you all a story. A long time ago, in a quaint little state just like Maryland, there lived a group of people. This group of people were all very diverse, with different skin colors, different beliefs, different hobbies, and enough differences to make each and every one of them unique. But they all happened to have one very simple thing in common. They loved drinking diarrhea. They'd drink diarrhea when they woke up in the morning. They'd chow down on some diarrhea with every meal. And they'd chug a full glass of diarrhea just before bed every night. Their love for diarrhea was no secret either. They all proudly discussed with each other their favorite flavors of diarrhea, plastered pro-diarrhea propaganda along their street corners, and tried to include diarrhea in nearly every aspect of their lives. One day, a traveler arrived to this quiet little town, and was mortified by what he saw. My goodness, that's disgusting, he cried, as he saw that each and every member of this community enjoyed drinking diarrhea all day and all night.
What is that flag?
Night, the traveler couldn't convince the townsfolk that perhaps it wasn't the best idea to drink liquefied feces all day and all night.
I'm sorry.
He couldn't persuade them to consider that there was a whole litany of other, more pleasant things to drink, and plenty of other hobbies and pastimes to immerse yourself in. And try as he may, the only answer the townsfolk would ever respond back with was this: we all love diarrhea. Therefore, it must be the best option. You've probably figured this out by now, Maryland, but I'm talking about your state flag. There's a literal cult around this state flag, and despite how garish, mishmashed, and downright ugly it is, people absolutely love it. Remember that all-important flag survey from
What does it mean?
The Maryland flag finished 4th. People cannot get enough of this intentional eyesore, and you know what? I think I get it. I'm a fan of movies that are so bad they're good. I love songs that in terms of songwriting are absolute trash, and I've eaten at Burger King before. I get what it's like to enjoy something that isn't conventionally attractive. Oh, hey, that's why I have sex with your mom, too.
Oh my
The
god.
flag is dominating, overly designed,
Oh my
gaudy,
god.
hideous, alarming, threatening, unsightly, unseemly, unappealing, and bad. It's grown on me, and I can see why you're so up your own ass about it. Probably would agree that the reason Maryland's state flag is so great is because it's not Massachusetts. Do you really think we're gonna give a fuck about your recycled state seal-based design after what Maryland just put me through? The Latin translates to, by the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty. In other words, if you don't give us peace and freedom, we'll fucking kill you and remove your right to exist. Shut the fuck up, Massachusetts, you paradoxical asshole. The hard task of following
I'm sorry, I can't.
did you fail? Michigan. The elk and moose on the flag of Michigan come from the Hudson Bay Company's coat of arms. Hudson Bay Company is a fur trading company from the 17th century. Key note in that sentence is the word is, because they're still around as a retail store owner and holdings company, which means for the last 111 years that Michigan has been using this flag, they've been giving free advertising. And that means I have to award them a 0 out of 10, because I know for a fact they haven't been paid for it. Minnesota. Initially, when I first saw this one, I thought it was a spaghetti plate that someone vomited on. That statement right there is enough for me to assign this one a failing grade. Mississippi. I'm not too huge on the whole in God we trust thing, since we're a country without an official state religion, but other than that, I quite like it. And I was this close to assigning them a really good score, except this flag was only put into place in 2021, which means it took them over 100 years to replace the old state flag, which looked like this.
Oh my god.
Mississippi's last again. Missouri. Oh no, the Netherlands are invading, and they brought with them another shitty fucking state seal. Salus Populi Suprema Lex Esto translates to, the health of the people should be supreme law. Is that why you currently have a major opioid crisis going on, Missouri? Montana. Fuck me, I'm so bored. In 1985, Montana even specified the font that has to be used on all the state flags. You want to know what interesting and inspiring font they chose? Helvetica Bold. This is like the vanilla ice cream of state flags, except when I partake in vanilla ice cream, I feel happy and not just a sense of dread. Nebraska. What the fuck? Why does the train have no tracks? Is it just me, or is equality before the law a call to incite violence? What the fuck is even this thing? Why is the steamboat so incredibly tiny if you factor for perspective? Who uses an anvil out in the middle of the snow? Congratulations, Nebraska. This is easily the worst one. At least Georgia got their shit together and made an attempt to change the flag into something new, and at least we all know what's wrong with Mississippi. This piss stain of an idea of a flag is still in use today, and is probably the worst one I've ever seen. I wish every year all the states got together to give each other medals for cool things they did that year, and when Nebraska showed up, everyone just gave them a wedgie and kicked their ass while their poo-poo stained underwear blinded them into stumbling around like a drunk uncle. Fuck you, Nebraska. Fuck you for making me even look at this. Nevada. There's a trend that you guys have probably
It's
noticed
literally-
right now I'm going to call attention to. 29 of the 50 state flags have a blue background.
They literally have empty
Decided to go in
space.
on that fact and make 75% of their flag a blue background, which is fine. If you really want to keep things minimal and aesthetically pleasing, it's fine. This flag really isn't that bad. But isn't it kind of sad that this is easily in the top 10 because all the others are such dog shit? Congrats, Nevada. You're going to win a prize not based on your own merit, but because everyone else in this competition got food poisoning the night before and decided to come in with their C- material. New Hampshire. Well, at least the seal's appealing to look at. The flag still sucks. New Jersey.
What?
Horsehead. They couldn't even afford a whole horse. New Mexico. That is such a good flag. This is is a downright spectacular flag. Not only does the color scheme appropriately evoke the desert landscape, but this symbol represents the sun for the Zia people of New Mexico. The Zia sun has a lot of sacred meaning to it. 4 is an important number in their culture. There's 4 sets of lines in this design, representing the 4 directions, 4 times of day, 4 stages of life, and 4 seasons. The circle in the middle is said to bind all of the concepts together. This flag is gorgeous because it understands one very simple, effective, and powerful design concept: subtlety. We don't need a giant overbearing design to spell out each and every piece of symbolism to us. If you happen to know what the design stands for, then there's that much more for you to appreciate. But if you don't, you get to ask the question of, why this symbol? What does it all mean? Instead of being bombarded by explicit, boring garbage everywhere you dart your eyes. This flag handily was placed #1 on that big Flag Association survey that I keep bringing up. And I am not surprised in the slightest. Some of you out there are probably going to get a little pissy at me for awarding Best in Show to such a simple flag.
It is kind of cool. I like that.
This bad? I can't give this first prize fast enough. That just put me in great spirits. I dare say I'm even more excited now to see the next one than I was this whole video. Let's keep this momentum going. Come on, New York.
Why is every flag blue background and 2 people with an eagle on top? Does everybody like... Man, the plagiarism. Why?
When I began this video, I had so much optimism. I really did. I thought there'd be a whole bunch of varied, interesting concepts of state flags, but to my design, about 80% of the United States of America are the most boring, bland motherfuckers when it comes to representing state pride in flag form. How hard is it to come up with a design that represents your state beyond the same exact symbols that every state used in the late 1800s? The excuse for most states here is, well, most of these state seals and coat of arms were made during the 1800s. Then stop using those fucking state seals and coat of arms, you decrepit, because they're traditional. But what's the point of designing a flag if it's just a copy of a design we already have on a blue fucking background? It's a waste of time and resources. It inspires no state pride whatsoever. And considering you really only see state flags out in the wild these days compared to state seals and coat of arms, it's something you'd think you'd want to update now and then to better represent your state instead of representing, I don't know what, the fact that we used to fucking drive steamboats everywhere. I'm fucking sick of steamboats. I'm sick of looking at this worthless flag before I even have to dissect it, but let's do it anyway. The guidelines for this coat of arms say that this is a Phrygian cap on a staff, but we all know it's just a condom on a stick. Why is the eagle conquering the world? That'd be far more appropriate for the American flag, not the New York one. And finally, Stan Lee died back in 2018, guys. It's time to move on. North Carolina. I've got a bold idea for a flag.
Literally just saying
Texas, but shitty.
Confederate
I already
flag.
made a joke that Florida copied Alabama, and I'm not even going to give you guys
I'm not wrong.
credit for being original in the plagiarism department. North Dakota. Normally I'd be offended by such laziness. You guys didn't even design a flag. You just looked at the back of the quarter and said, hey, cross out the words $quarter and put North Dakota. No one will ever know. Let me tell you something. The only time I want to be disappointed in a quarterback is when I go to my local dog shelter with Michael Vick. Ohio. Spectacular. And I'll tell you why. Because even though every human outside of Ohio has already stopped giving a shit about it, no one will forget this flag exists after they see it. See, it's not that hard, other states. Take the American flag, shuffle around the symbols, cut off the ends, and boom, you have a solid state flag. Yeah, your design isn't exactly interesting or unique or representative of Ohio in any way, but it's a non-rectangular shape. Oh boy. And in this competition that's starting to become about making your state look as uninteresting as possible, Ohio at least attempted to be different. Oklahoma is pretty good. The shield and calumet here are symbols of the Native Americans in that region, and the olive branch symbolizes peace when we all unify together. Initially, I thought the whole thing was just a symbol for how much they love smoking weed, but then I remembered, one, I'm probably a bit racist, and two, Oklahoma is far too poor to ever afford any. Oregon, visual diarrhea. Pennsylvania, I almost don't hate this one because the crest design with the horses is actually pretty good looking. But then I looked at the inside and saw that it's all the same fucking monochrome symbols like farm tools, crops, colonial ships, and I'm just so tired of it all. Just be glad you didn't put a steamboat in there, because then the Pennsylvania governor would be receiving something very unpleasant in his mailbox tomorrow. I'd put some dog poop in there. What did you think I was going to do? FBI agent secretly
Having
assigned to
meatloaf
monitor
for
my
dinner.
YouTube channel?
Oh, okay.
I fucking love this one. Yeah, it's based on the state seal, but they did something fucking mind-boggling. They made an actual design out of it, instead of just sloppily pounding it in there like your mother's butthole when I run out of Astroglide. This flag has given me the hope that I need that the rest of the entries in this series will pick up the slack for the first group, and inspire me to consider my next vacation plans very carefully. Thank you, Rhode Island, for hyping me up for this next flag. There is no way it could disappoint me.
What? Is this a what's this flag?
I almost wish this one was last, so it could have the same poetic impact that Wyoming did in the previous video. This is a gorgeous flag. You've done good, South Carolina. You've done good. South Dakota. Okay, everyone point and laugh at South Dakota for fucking it all up. You really gonna put you're the Mount Rushmore state on your flag, which, by the way, is the only thing anyone will ever know you for. And yeah, you're not gonna fucking have Mount Rushmore on the flag? Anywhere? Are you insane? Tennessee. There we go. There we go. This is a good one. At first, I kind of hated the little weird stripe on the end there, but then I realized that the blue stripe is the part fluttering the most in the wind, opposite of the flagpole, which gives this design a great use of movement and energy with just color work. I have nothing to roast here, Tennessee. I mean, the iconography and the colors are lifted straight from the American flag, but I'm just proud they pulled their collective brain cell together to get it together long enough to make a flag that isn't complete shit. Texas. Okay, now we're taking the American flag reductionism to a little bit of an extreme. This flag looks like it's the American flag's sidekick, or its little brother that it hopes to grow up to be one day. And the funny thing is, that's exactly what I think of when I think of Texas. This is a great flag, regardless of the blatant American dick ridery. Just be careful to not become Chile, since then you'll be caricatured into a gun-toting yeehaw viewpoint, which would force you to publicly lynch the entire state if that ever happened. Utah, I'm just gonna say it. You may be excellent at road signs, but you genuinely suck at making flags. You suck at it so hard, I'm not showing the flag yet for emphasis. Utah is in this weird stasis where they started out strong and they could potentially wind up with a great flag today if new legislation passes. But every other flag they've had along the way is an absolute abomination. Here's the flag from before Utah was a state as a starting point. And this flag pretty much kicks ass. Probably cost them like $400 to make a single flag back in the late 1800s, thanks to how complex this thing is. But it's a lovely picture. And here's the flag Utah designed to commemorate their 125 years of statehood. Currently, they're trying to pass a law to make this the official state flag. It also is a great flag in general. It's got a stylized iconography that represents the state, and it's a really appealing
Bees.
look. Now let's flush all that goodwill down the toilet and look at whatever the fuck this is.
What?
Welcome to Utah's flag for the last 100 years.
It looks like it says 1647.
Surgically takes the charm out of the original home style.
Why is it blocking 1847? Why does this eagle look like it's wanting to take diarrhea?
And you don't even get a total understanding of the second one for some goddamn reason. Good job writing industry on there instead of, oh, I don't know, coming up with literally any kind of visual metaphor to represent that concept. Because that's what a fucking flag is for. But I'm not being fair. I'm cheating a little bit here, and I'm sure every citizen of Utah watching this video is yelling at the top of their lungs so I can hear them through the gas mask that they're forced to wear so they can breathe outside. This flag was actually retired back in 2011. Here's the current flag. Jesus fucking Christ. Vermont.
Unity. And it says and.
There's just not enough people around to warrant buying one. Virginia. I appreciate the liberal use of flashing a little titty, but the only thing this flag is arousing in me is a violent urge to throttle whoever likes seeing nothing but state seals everywhere you go. Points for depicting your favorite scene from a Shakespeare play instead of another fucking buffalo or bundle of wheat, but I in good consciousness can't give any points to a flag that's this cool by circumstance instead of intentional design. If you take a blue background and slap your state seal on it, I'm gonna slap my nuts in your mouth, no matter how cool your seal is. No exceptions. Washington. Yeah, that's Washington, all right. And the background's green this time. And it's also a
Ooh,
state
green.
seal. So 0 points. Suck my nuts, Washington. West Virginia. I think everyone's gonna agree with me when I say I think it's about time you guys finally dissolved and crawled back into Virginia's gooch. Wisconsin. I just want to make this clear. You're not promoting or successfully boasting about yourself in any possible fashion with these symbols if they're the symbols that everyone else uses. This plow no longer means jack shit to me in my mind because after the 37th state flag to show me one, I'm just going to assume, oh, I don't know, we've got farming in America. Wow. At least Wisconsin attempts a bold move by trying to claim Thanksgiving and a scam carnival game for themselves, but honestly, you guys can have them. You need something to make yourself feel better after one too many pints at your local microbrewery down the street from the other microbrewery that's just a 10-minute Uber ride away from your friend's house where you usually enjoy a cold one. Wyoming. Don't let me down, Wyoming. You blew me away before with your incredible welcome sign. You guys have to have a really great state flag. Let's see it.
Just a buffalo with
well,
a circle on it.
hang on.
The seal.
Better.
God, that's good. Sorry for the amount of cussing, but still. This guy, I can't. This guy, he's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. You know, I should react to my old videos. Let's go to the Abbott Agency Apex Legends. See? Oh god, what is this view? Why do I have this view? I do not like this view.
Can I have my shots, please?
Wait. This is number 2.
Shots, please.
Whoa, we're freaking it up! This is when I was lagging. Blow his head off!
Making a mad farm.
Nice.
What the frick?
Blow his head off! Blow his head off!
Blow his head off!
No!
Blow his head off! No!
I lagged.
Behind you.
Move!
I'm so tempted to yell Dad right now. Dad! Just look at it very closely. Mangler has really lazy eyes. I have no ammo. I just got dumpstered. Someone's leaving. Holy crap!
Yeah, there's just like a war going on. Crypto. Dude, who the hell plays crypto at Apex Legends?
Is that a crypto? What? What? What just happened? Did I actually...
That poor Pathfinder that went around the corner and got blurred by the shotgun.
What? What? I randomly switched to melee. How does that work, dude? This is what Apex is. People battling to shove each other off cliffs. Oh my god! I deserve it. Me? Oh my god!
And it says here there's 47 shield cells that are with our supply and theirs combined.
That's so pushing. Oh my freaking god.
This guy was going, and this guy, team, he wanted a team.
He fell for it! Healing. Very nice.
These guys could not finish me off.
Instant purple shield. Thing is, the dude that's named Instant Karma got destroyed. So he suffered from instant karma when his name's Instant Karma. Can't get a gun! I'm gonna go play Fallout for a little bit. Why?
This is so hypocritical. I'm like, why are you such a rager, dude? Literally, I can't get a gun!
Well, I'm not one of the people, I just don't, whenever I don't do good, I'm not having fun. Like, I don't really want to.
And he's like, wait. And I proceed to do a wipe. He's like, never mind. Boom.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind. Okay, oh my god. Black hand car. Has left the solar system.
Whoa!
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That happened. The car just left. I don't. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm about to reload my page because I don't like the way my YouTube is laid out. Let's see. More videos. God, there's so many videos I have on my Combat Theme 2. This is I recorded this to get the sound extraction. It's from Just Cause 3. This is the stage 2 theme. There's like 3 stages to it, and it gets more, ramped up as you go on. It depends what you're doing into the base. Where's the video where I have like... It says I'm playing Apex Legends, but it's Just Cause 3. What? God, YouTube is. Dude, I got 51 views on my fails. Okay, on my Just Cause 3. I have 152 views on a video where I have T-pose, where it's just. Okay, another video. Oh my god, admin rec room. Do I care? Do I care? Do I care? Do I care? This is literally rec room in a nutshell. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Back up, back up, back up.
He's got a grenade! Kill him!
Bomb back up, bomb back up, bomb back up,
Admin.
bomb back up.
Hey.
Stop.
Hey, your mic's spamming?
Yes, what? Huh?
Your mic's spamming. Your mic's spamming.
My atrocious laugh. Do I care?
Probably not.
Do I care?
Keep doing it. I'm gonna fix
Do
you.
I care?
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
What's going on? You will never stop. You will never stop the Church of Home Depot. You can never stop the Church of Home
He kills the admin.
Depot. The most riskiest move known to mankind.
Hey dude, you guys do that as an admin, right?
Never stop the Church of Home
He gets banned.
Alright, who's next? Oh, okay. Warning you.
Come on, Mr. Admin, you can do it.
I'm so scared. Piss off.
Oh, you missed. You hit the wrong guy.
You with the baseball
You
cap.
are.
Words of Home Depot has been included off this game mode. It's a horrible strategy.
Can I have your attitude?
Hey, drum again. Please let me get one of the guns, please.
I don't. This gun is actually not a real gun. Believe me or not, it's just actually good. It's good.
I just told an admin, you're getting served right down there, bro. Look at the camera, look at the camera.
Yeah, you're gonna get kicked.
My mic was so bad.
It's coming. Oh
Yo, this admin is ass, he keeps getting killed, bruh.
This admin is ass. He's getting killed,
no.
bruh.
It's coming. It's coming. Oh
Yo, this admin is ass, he keeps getting killed, bruh.
So, I wouldn't do that for you.
This guy's messed up on loop. Don't mic spam anymore, because I got your name and whatever, Citrus, whatever name is. This guy's name. You two are next up on the list to get killed. Don't mic spam.
I meant for like the game or this game.
This is how it works, dude. What I'll show you.
Dude, I was having so much fun. We're having so much fun. I'm sorry, but my atrocious freaking.
Don't mic spam anymore, because I got your name and whatever, Citrus, whatever name is. This guy's name. You two are next up on the list to get killed. Don't mic spam.
I meant for like the game or this game.
Wait, who killed him?
This guy's name.
Sexy anime man.
Don't mind me, nothing will me not find out it's
game
I gotta get the banned right now.
This is how it works. Wait, I'll kill you.
Oh my god, I love that. Rec Room is so stupid, but that's why it's funny. That's probably like one of my favorite Rec Room moments I've ever had. Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm sorry, screaming kid gets trapped and killed in Rec Room. He's so annoying. And he realizes. This goes nutty. I'm sorry. That video is almost 3 years old. Hey, you are dismissed.
But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood of Steel has traveled to the Commonwealth with a specific goal in mind. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood? Absolutely. Good. That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address. After which, Elder Maxon wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
Oh, okay.
Dies. Helicopter lands upside down.
Call your buddies. What the heck?
I need more videos. A lot of videos, not really many of them get poppy. Oh wow, I got 50 views of my weather video. Oh my god, natural disasters fails. I love it when lightning strikes that game and they just explode. No, I missed the oof sound. God, I was knocking people off. I love the sound. I can't take it. The oof sound is the best sound. Ready? Ready? I need to install a hack that replaces that sound. I love that sound. No, that sound is the best. You got. God. If I know how to do it, I'm gonna program this. I'm gonna program that. I'm gonna make a script. Ooh, ooh. Oh my god, the people on top of the sign. A tornado. Oh my god, I remember this one. The guy gets yeeted into oblivion. It goes. Oh my god.
BRB. This lots. Oh my god, the part where the ship gets hit by the meteors. I gotta go, and then he just loses his. All the play parts just go flying everywhere. I love Roblox. Oh my god, the people that get flung off in the flood. Oh my god, look, I like how in the distance you can see people get like yeeted off into oblivion. It's got 34 views. Sorry. Excuse me. Mm. 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 That's why I love Just Cause 3. You just obliterate everything. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I really like the fences actually.
Nom 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 nom. Look at that. That doesn't look bad. Then I realize I'm trying some new styles. I'm on to something. That doesn't look bad. I love that. That's better than the other things I've been building. I almost want to live in this apartment rather than all of those.
Back.
I'm not taking any instructions off this. This is actually genuinely coming out of my brain right now. I did take inspiration, like pictures off of, you know, actual
With
buildings. Dinner this early. God. I'd want to live in this in real life. There you go. I like it how it brings out depth. It doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of... Each one of these are used as an apartment. Aw, come on. I have to restart the podcast. Sorry.